Dear students, very good morning to all of you. I hope you all are in fine health and you are revising all the work that is being given to you on daily basis. So dear students, yesterday we started revising chapter number 5 of our political science subject, that is law. And we revised this question: any four sources of law. Okay, so let me take quick recapitulation of yourself. What are the four sources of law? First is customs and usages. Second is religion and morality. Third is legislation. And fourth is judicial decisions. So pause this video for 1 minute and quickly recall all these resources in your mind. Okay. So now we shall start revising our next topic. Jurists identify several types of law. Each law is a binding set of rules and violation of which is punishable under the law of the land as interpreted and enforced by the courts of law. In this context, explain any four types of law. So statement is given in which we are told that jurists, they identify several types of law, and each law that is being identified by them is binding on all the people, and if anyone tries to violate this law, it is punishable offense, and the courts of the land, they punish it. Okay, so in this context we are to explain any four types of law. Okay, the answer to this question is given on page number 5.6 and 5.7 of our book. Now we shall revise this topic where we are to explain any four types of law. First is constitutional law. Okay, constitutional law. Constitutional law means, as the name derived from constitution, means the law which is given in the constitution. So it is the supreme law of the land. Constitutional law, it is the supreme law of the land. It stands embodied in the constitution of the state. So constitution, the supreme authority, it is the constitutional law. It stands incorporated in the constitution of the state. Okay, it relates to the organization, powers, functions, and interrelationships of the three organs of the government. So what are the three organs of the government? Legislature, executive, and judiciary. So the three organs of the government, they have their own powers, they have their own functions, and they have their own separate organization. So it is the constitution which prescribes organization, powers, and functions of these three organs of the government, and the relationship between legislature, executive, and judiciary. It also lays down the relationship between the people and the government, as well as their right, freedoms, that is the fundamental rights and duties of the citizens. So it is the constitutional law which regulates which regulates the relations between the people and the government. Okay, what kind of relation will the people and their government have? And it also contains the fundamental rights of the citizens. So as there is difference between the right and fundamental rights means, we can say, for example, right to life, but It becomes a fundamental right when it stands embodied in the constitution, that is the supreme law of the land. So whatever rights which are given in the constitution of the state, they are called fundamental rights. So it also contains fundamental rights as well as the duties of the citizens. So whatever duties which a citizen owe for his or her country, they all are given in the constitution of the state. It can be called the law of the laws. So the constitutional law, it is called the law of the laws in the sense that all law making is done by the legislature on the basis of powers enumerated and procedures prescribed by the constitutional law. So constitutional law, it is not only the supreme law of the land, it is also the law of the laws, because laws, ordinary laws, they are made by the legislature, and legislature make the laws on the basis of the powers given to the legislature by the constitution. The legislature cannot cross its limits, and law can only be made by the way as it is prescribed in the constitution. Okay, laws cannot be made arbitrarily, it can only be made on the way, on the basis of the procedure enumerated in the constitution of the state. So constitutional law, it is the supreme law of the land, it is given in the constitution of the state, it relates to the organization, powers and functions of the three organs of the government, and it also regulates the relationship between people and the government, and it also contains the freedoms and rights of the people. It is also called the law of the laws. Next is municipal law. What is the meaning of municipal law? Municipal law means the body of domestic or internal law. Domestic or internal law of a sovereign state which is in operation in each state. Okay, in the context of international law, municipal law means the system of law made or followed and implemented by each state within its own territory. So what is municipal law? It means domestic law or internal law. What is domestic or internal law? It is the law that is made, followed, and implemented in a particular state. For example, all the laws which are made, implemented, and followed in India, they are the municipal laws of India. Okay. For example, we drive on left side of the road. Okay. But in America, people drive on the right side of the road. So when we are driving on the left side of the road, it is the municipal law of India, and it is only there in India. Whenever any Indian is going to America, he will have to drive on the right side, because it is the law of America, and it is the municipal law of America. Means all the laws which are followed in a particular state, they are called municipal law. Next is national law.